And welcome back. Linda Vorak is here. She is the president of the GRF board, and yesterday they had their monthly meeting. And I might say a very quick one. It was under 2 hours by a minute. It was 1 hour and 59 minutes. So congratulations.
Amazing, right?
Yeah, that might be the quickest meeting yet this year. So.
Well, I wish the closed session was as quick.
So that went a lot longer, huh?
Went till almost 5.
All right. Well, a couple things were touched on in the open meeting. One of them I know you want to discuss is a nice thing, actually. It's about Clubhouse 5, their hours being extended for a couple hours. And I think, as you said, this is, as far as the summer goes, it's sort of a trial period.
It is. We had a number of our community members come to us and ask to have the pool open 2 hours longer during the summer months. And GRF considered it, even though it's a supplemental appropriation of $7,200 to do that, we decided we'd do it on a trial basis just to see if there really is the need for another pool to be open, because as you know, Clubhouse 4 pool is open till 10.
Mm-hmm.
And so it will start immediately, as far as I know, and be open for 2 hours later until Labor Day.
Okay. And, you know, this time of the year, people love that evening swimming. So
Yes.
I think it'll be very, very nice. That's a nice pool as well.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll last till the end of the summer, and then you'll review it and then decide, is this something we want to do ongoing of the next year? You have plenty of time to figure that out, but I think that's nice that you did that. Also, you wanted to talk a little bit about operational reviews.
Yes.
That are ongoing right now.
Right. We've had, we put in the budget last year to do an operational review, and the Finance Committee determined that they wanted to do projects and procurement, which is our purchasing department, and our project plan, how we determine a project, how we follow through contracts, change orders, and how we pay our contractors that we hire to come in. So
Mm-hmm.
that is being done right now. We had a kickoff meeting last week, I believe, and so it's in process. And the good news was that we were able to get 2 operational reviews out of the money that we had set aside. So yesterday in our closed session, we chose a landscape consultant group to do an operational review of our landscape department. And that will be starting in the next month to 2 months, I would say.
Okay.
Based on that. So what an operational review does, it's not an audit. It looks at our policies, procedures, and tries to determine if we're getting the most bang for our buck, basically,
Mm-hmm.
and if there's areas that we can improve, areas that we're doing very well in, and they will make suggestions. They are definitely disinterested third party. They have no ties to the community, so they have no axe to grind, and we expect that they will definitely come up with places that we can improve. There's always room for improvement, but also that we'll find, how well we're doing in the areas as well.
How often do you do these operational reviews?
They've been done periodically, but it's been a number of years since one
Okay.
was done. And they had put it in the budget the year before, last year.
Mm-hmm.
And never used it. They decided it wasn't needed, and yet we feel that it's always a good thing to do. You can always look for ways to improve, and this is definitely one way of evaluating that.
Okay, and then once this happens, it'll eventually be presented at one of the meetings, or for instance, for this one, the landscape committee meeting. Okay.
Yes. It will definitely go to the committees, and it will go to GRF, because any recommendations changes in policy, changes in procedure, if they're major, would have to go through GRF. But we definitely will act on it. We're not going to use a consultant and then disregard what they tell us to do.
Right, so something like this, they'll get right down to maybe how often certain
mow
areas
the
are being
lawn.
watered or mow
Yes.
the lawn or whatever it might
Exactly, exactly. How to trim the bushes, how, how to plan our crews, how many should be on a crew. All of that will be looked at.
be. And this is something, when you're talking about it like this, that people have done before in their own homes, in their own, it might only take a few minutes where you look outside or you know what, I think I need to be changing this landscape here or watering a little bit more. It might only take a few minutes for them, but for a community like this, it takes a long time, but the
Yes.
outcome could be quite a benefit.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, well, coming up, we've talked a lot about this, is the June 10th Town Hall meeting for GRF to present their recreation master plan. It takes place at Clubhouse 5 at 1:30, and I know very much you want many people there as possible can attend. We're not televising it. It is a town hall meeting, and a lot's going to be presented there.
Right. Even though it's not going to be televised at that time, we are recording it so that it could be played at a future date. And the intent of this is to not just give the information on the Recreation Master Plan as it was presented last month and approved, but to incorporate any progress we have made in the planning process. And we anticipate that we will not just do one town hall, but as time goes on and the planning process continues, we will have additional town halls to update the community on exactly what is being done in that plan. We encourage anybody who has an interest in recreation to attend the meetings, because we now are in the planning process and we need as much input as possible to make sure that we do a thorough job. We don't want this to be a Band-Aid.
Right, and it has, Larry Souza has said a few times in the meetings just recently that he is surprised how so much misinformation has gotten out, even though GRF has been very proactive on this. You've talked about this on this show. Larry's been on. You've already had, I believe, 2 special meetings on
Yes.
this that we did televise.
Right.
So the information's out there, and you want people to attend to this. This is an important...
We want them to understand, have the facts before they make decisions on whether this is a good plan, or not, and whether it's right for the community or not. And if they feel that there's a problem, come to us and tell us where the problem is, and we will try to incorporate their thoughts and ideas into our plan.
Okay, and then on June 14th, there is a workshop that you're having as well for community access.
Yes. A big portion of this community is security. Most of us moved here for the secure atmosphere that we have. And it has become apparent that we are behind the times in our community access, our gate system. And last year we hired a consultant to review all of our options for a new gate access system, of which the renovation of Gate 1 will incorporate, and as we renovate all the gates, we'll incorporate the new access system. Well, the consultant has completed his work and will be presenting our options, and this workshop is to begin the process of looking at them, evaluating them, and deciding what direction we would like to take. So again, if you're interested in gate access and the security system, please come to this workshop and give us your input.
Okay, and one of the things that you're looking at, I don't know if they've talked about it, are looking towards, like a lot of other communities have used,
Yes.
some use transponders,
Yes.
some of the smaller communities. I know the one near up where I live, they still have, like we do, they have the gatehouse, and you go there and you check in. Now we're guests when we do that, but it's kind of the same thing. Our
Right.
name is left up there. They go, oh yeah, you can go and go see your friends.
Right.
But are you looking at maybe one day going to a transponder for
A
the,
transponder, there's
or RFD tags and all kinds of,
RFD tags that you
Yeah.
can put on the license,
Right.
or the headlight. There are a number of
Yeah.
options for that. I don't anticipate that we'll be getting rid of our gate ambassadors
Right.
anytime
Oh, yeah.
soon because of our guest policy.
Mm-hmm.
But for member access to the community, we'd like to streamline that with some kind of license recognition or transponder recognition that will let them just go through and not have to be waved in by a gate ambassador. And that's what this workshop is about. Just what system do we want? What works for us? And there are many communities, large communities, I'm not sure about as large as ours, but to the almost. Sun City and in the desert has, gate access system. There are a number of them that have them, and we're not forging new ground. We are just determining what works for our community.
right, exactly. All right, so again, that workshop is going to be presented June 14th, and where's that going to be presented at?
That will be in the boardroom, and
Okay.
it will be 10 o'clock.
Okay, there it is. I have it at the very bottom here. Very good. And again, that town hall meeting is next Monday at 1:30 in Clubhouse 5. And invite all of you to attend. Lynn, thank you very much. Anything else you want to add?
I think we covered everything that I can cover.
All right. As I said, it was a swift meeting yesterday. I don't even think you did your report of the chair, did you?
No, we had Jerry's report,
Yeah.
and it covered all the projects we have going on, and we really didn't have any major
No,
issues.
there was no old business, new business. There was one item, and then things moved very rapidly. So.
Yes, so it's nice to have a meeting like that for a change.
Yeah, have your lunch a little bit early. All right, thank you very much. Always a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you.
All right, folks, we'll be right back, and we'll learn about AAA travel and celebrity cruises. Very good.